Hello, I'm Carla, your Millionaire Mistress, and welcome back to my channel. If you're not buying a new build, you're buying a pre-owned home, it's realistic that it would take 10 to 12 weeks, sometimes 16 weeks. If you're a landlord like me and you're buying in a limited company, those are more complex transactions and they can take 6 months. It just really depends on how complex the transaction is. I don't care if you have £20,000 saved or whether you have £155,000 saved. You've worked hard to get that money, and so you have to decide where is the best place. If you're purchasing a house, where is the best place for that to sit for the next 6 weeks, 8 weeks, 6 months, whatever the time period is for you to complete your purchase. And it has to be accessible because you have to be able to evidence it, so it can't be in a shoebox under the stairs. And from a money laundering point of view, they need to know where you've got that money. So in your bank statements, it needs to be clear how you've gradually built up that money, or you need to declare if someone else has given you the money, because they're trying to make sure you're not A, earning money that's untaxed, as in income, and B, you're not a drug dealing money launderer and you're trying to clean your money by buying a house. So there's kind of a hierarchy as to where you might want your cash. To me, giving it to the solicitor is the worst place. Do not give it to them until the last minute. You should only have to give it to them a couple of days prior to exchange of contracts. Imagine if that transaction fails for any reason, you've then not had your £155,000 sitting in your bank for all that time, and you've got to hope that A, that solicitor hasn't spent it, and that B, he returns it in a timely fashion so you can make another purchase, because you definitely don't want to use the same idiot that took your money up front a second time. I've done transactions before where I've just paid £50,000 or £85,000 or whatever the number is. But because I guess I'm an experienced seller and purchaser of property, they don't even ask me for that. If they know that A, I've told them this money's in the bank and here's my statement to prove it, or this money's wherever, here's my statement to prove it. When they say to me, Carla, we're exchanging, we need £50,000, I say to them, oh, please don't, that's going to make me cry. Let me just transfer you 10. Because why would I give them 50 if I can get away with giving them 10? I'm still legally obliged to give them that money. And they say, show me your bank statement as of today showing me you've definitely got that balance, which I do. And then I give them the money, they exchange, and then just prior to completion, they're like, Carla, we need the rest of the money. You may not get away with that if you're an inexperienced purchaser, but please, in the last 5 days prior to exchange and completion, that is when you part with your deposit. Do not give anyone your money prior to that timeline. So that's one. Worst place for your money to be is out of your control, which equals in your solicitor's bank, not yours. The next worst place for your money to be, again, is out of your control, which is giving it to someone else at the last minute, which I have done. But I did £3,000. So I had a neighbour of 16 years, who I'll do a separate video on that dog later, who was desperate for cash. And I'll go through the process in which I lent him the money. I'll tell you that story later, but it's a good one because I nearly put a charge on his house and got the bailiffs. So if you borrow money, you absolutely pay it back if it's from me. So anyway, so second worst is money out of your control. Third worst, I would say, as in the least preferable position, ultimately, is your money just sitting in a zero interest current account. Don't do that. Don't even do it on a daily basis. I have current accounts which have zero or very low interest. The millisecond that money hits that account, it's sucked into an interest generating account. It literally goes back into the zero interest account specifically for direct debits to come out. If there's no direct debits, the money's sucked out, just keeping everything on a minimum balance, basically. So if you've got 150,000 or 50,000 or 20,000, that should not be in an account that's not giving you any interest. And it's funny because even I have a conversation with my mum, who's obviously older, and she's like, oh, I don't worry about the interest. And I'm like, what? I care. In fact, I moved cash the other day that was in a savings account that just offered like 3.8%, and I thought, oh, that's better than my 0% current account. And then I spotted I have multiple savings accounts, one of my other savings accounts was offering me 4.3%. And I'm like, I'm going to move that cash because it's earning me an extra 0.5% interest, which may not sound like a lot. But when you add up all of the interest that you've accumulated over the year, and obviously the compound effect, which we'll do a separate video on, means that whatever money you earn at the end of the month, the new balance is the higher number, which is earning interest for the following month. So it gently compounds over the year, or week or day, or however you earn your interest. So worst place, solicitor. Next worst place is out of your control, lend it to someone. Don't do that, dumbass. Me. And then the account. So you need access to the cash, but you don't want it earning 0%, because, and this is the next one up the food chain, if you do want access to the cash and you're happy to earn no interest, if you've got 12 weeks, this is just what I do, but you may wish to research it yourself. When I've got a whole chunk of cash, you can put your money in premium bonds. And this is effectively you lending, and can only do a maximum of £50,000. And it's the equivalent of you lending the UK government your cash. And in return for you lending them that cash, they put you in a prize draw once a month, which is the premium bond prize fund. And you can earn anything from £10 through to £1 million every single month on the first of the month. So the reason that I put the cash there is because mentally, when you know you're making a purchase, I've disconnected from that money. I know it's in a pigeonhole and it's safe and it's ready to go. Now, you might say, oh, but you just told me that you're not allowed to have no control over the money. And the answer to that is actually you do, because you purchase your premium bonds online. If not like the National Lottery, where you spend £2.50 and you never get that £2.50 back, you are lending the government. I think the minimum purchase for your first purchase is £100. So you're lending the government £100, and then you get entered into this prize draw. But you basically get 100 opportunities, because every pound is a unique bond. So if you put in £50,000, you are effectively getting 50,000 ID codes, which you don't really see. They just give you a range. But you get 50,000 opportunities to win £1 million every month. But also the win of that is, so you won't earn any interest. If you're lucky, one of your bonds will earn some money. And when you need your money back, you go to the website, you log in and you say chin, and you get your cash, and the slowest I've had to wait if I requested it on a Friday is I've got the money back by Tuesday. The government cannot steal your money. They have to give it back according to their own terms. So you've basically put your money somewhere where you're like, I'm not getting any interest, but I've got this opportunity to win some money. And if you win no money, no harm, no foul. And if you do win, that's great. You can either buy more bonds or you can just take it as a cash payout. It's up to you. So yeah, so that's where I store my cash just prior to making a purchase of a building. And then the next best is if you take your cash out of the premium bonds or you take your cash out of your current account, an optimum place to keep it ultimately is an instant access savings account. So you want an instant access savings account where literally you get your money back. They call it instant access. Realistically, I've got bank accounts where, bank accounts, where they'll give it back to you in 2 hours, like with a faster payment. And I've got others where they say they'll give it back to you in a couple of hours, but really it's like 24 hours, it suddenly hits your account. So all that matters is that you can meet your exchange and completion timelines. So I know that's a lot to take on, so I hope that makes sense. I'm sure I'll add to this, but I'll leave that there for now. And please, your views in the comments below. Most importantly, send me questions that you have if about issues with solicitors or issues with mortgage brokers, because if you expose all of those challenges, and I'm not have to name and shame them, we're just talking generally around this, basically building up your knowledge of what good looks like and what you could do when the time comes. If you disagree with anything I say, it's absolutely fine. Put your disagreements in. Everyone having the opportunity to A, earn great money, B, learn some techniques to save and be smarter about what you do with your money. I'm thrilled to hear about and hopefully inspire you to do, because everyone's capable of doing it. You have to just choose to do it and pursue it. I look forward to seeing you in the next video. Bye for now.